Hello, this is Gregory. You're live on the air.
What is different between threatening or giving advice?
Well, a threat implies an unpleasant and unwanted consequence. In other words, a threat is like, okay, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to make things very unpleasant for you. A warning might be, oh, the pool over there is deeper than it is over here. Watch out. Right? That's a warning. You're like telling somebody something they might not know, so you're warning them. And you may be also, if it's about your boundaries, in other words, if you have boundaries that are being impeached upon, in other words, a warning could be, this is my house and my door, and if you come in my door and force your way in, there's going to be severe consequences. I'm warning you so you don't get hurt whenever you break that boundary. Don't cross this boundary, or I will impose a very severe consequence.
So I was married to a man that he was continuously doing something, and he was trying to hide his financial all the time.
Right.
He was calling me name, and I keep telling him, look, you are my husband, and I have 2 children from you, and I want you to behave a little bit better. I know how to hurt you, but I don't want to hurt you because you are the father for my children.
Okay.
And I want my children to have healthy fathers.
Right.
Don't do that. And he keeps telling me, are you threatening me? I said no.
I think the best answer, if you actually are threatening someone, if you're telling them, look, this is the consequences of if you continue that action, there's going to be these consequences.
Yeah.
See, I will hurt you, it sounds a little bit like a threat.
Yeah.
If you tell them straight out, look, this is going to be the consequence.
Yes.
You do that, I'll do this.
But I did that so many times and he never hears.
You should never impose a consequence that you're not willing to deliver immediately. Never say you're going to do something that you're not going to do immediately, because that is a threat. That's just a threat. There's a difference between a threat and a promise. The very first time he crossed the boundary that you told him not to cross, you should have imposed the most severe consequence that you already told him you were going to do. Because,
Look,
see,
23 years until I did it. It was not...
23 years?
I waited for so long. Maybe he will grow up. Maybe he will understand.
Yeah, that was your mistake. You made a mistake when you told people that you were going to impose consequences, and then they crossed your boundary and you didn't impose the consequences. You just trained them that your words mean nothing and that they can do whatever they want, and you'll keep saying, making this noise called blah, 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 I'm going to hurt you, blah, 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 but you're not really going to do anything, so they can abuse you all they want and you'll never do anything about it. You need to tell me your question. Okay? If somebody's abusing you or abusing your trust or your goodwill or your gentle nature or your kindness, you have to have boundaries in your life. People who have no boundaries are an invitation to what I call social rape. Every time somebody abuses you verbally, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, that's rape. How many times do you tolerate being emotionally raped? Most of the time, people are arguing for the victim position, especially people who ask questions which aren't really questions. You get to be not responsible for your life. You're relieved of all responsibility for all of the things that happened in your life that you didn't like and that were uncomfortable and that limited you. Because why? Because you're a victim. How could you be responsible? Poor me. Right? They did it to me and I'm the victim. In all of those situations, there's always a victim, a bad person that victimized them, persecutor, a victim, and a hero. You know, the victim always looks for a hero to save them from the bad person, but they never want to save themselves. They want somebody else to save them from the bad person. Teachings that I teach are about you saving yourself by stopping to be a victim. Nobody's going to save you. That's the lesson. Maybe you could begin to turn things around.
I thank you so much for your time. You are great. Have a nice day.
Thank you, dear.
Bye.